Here's a quick rundown of today's top stories. Wednesday, February 5th. The House of Representatives has enough signatures to impeach Vice President Sara, an official says. There are enough signatures among House of Representatives members to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte. This was bared by House Secretary General Reginald Velasco to reporters on Wednesday afternoon, February 5th, roughly an hour ahead of the day's plenary session. Meanwhile, a separate source said that close to 200 out of the 306-strong House of Representatives had already affixed their signatures to the complaint. Velasco further said that the impeachment rap in question was the fourth complaint against Vice President Duterte. Department of National Defense Chief Teodoro asked China to stop spying on the Philippines. Amid already tensed relations with China, Department of National Defense Secretary Gilbert Teodoro Jr. asked Beijing to stop its spying activities that target Philippine officials and infrastructure. The defense chief was a guest during the Waitangi Day reception held by the New Zealand Embassy in Makati City on Tuesday night, February 4th. He said, "We are very aware of these attempts, and as a responsible country, China should put a stop with these illicit activities." Philippine Air Force fighter jets and U.S. bomber aircraft begin drills over the West Philippine Sea. The Philippine Air Force and the United States Pacific Air Forces kicked off a series of exercises over the West Philippine Sea on Tuesday, February 4th, as authorities continued to call on China to pull out its vessels, illegally patrolling the area. Colonel Ma Consuelo Castillo, PAF spokesperson, said the two countries' air forces were scheduled to rendezvous off the west coast of the country around noontime and hold a bilateral bomber air patrol, air intercept training, and photo exercise in the contested features of the WPS, including Bajo de Masinloc in Zambales in the afternoon. Commodore Tarriela lectures Marcoleta on the West Philippine Sea, saying it is not a fabrication. The West Philippine Sea is real, not a mere figment of imagination. Commodore J. Tarriela, Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson for WPS, had this to say to Sagip Party List Representative Rodante Marcoleta on Tuesday, February 4th, after the latter claimed that the water which forms part of the broader South China Sea and is included in the Philippines' 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone is not real. In response to Marcoleta's controversial statements, Tarriela said, "Hearing someone claim that the West Philippine Sea is merely a fabrication of the Philippine government is a disservice and an embarrassment to their entire party, the organization they belong to, and even their own family." Senator Hontiveros questions Comelec's delays and woes despite 18.827 billion pesos contract. Senator Risa Hontiveros questioned the delays and problems hounding the Commission on Elections, particularly in the printing of ballots despite its 18.827 billion pesos contract with Miru Systems. In her privileged speech on Monday, February 3rd, Hontiveros called out Comelec for conducting the process called the trusted build every time it needs to add or remove a name from its system. PAGASA monitors cloud clusters over Mindanao for the potential LPA formation. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration announced on Wednesday, February 5th, that it is closely monitoring cloud clusters over Mindanao for the potential formation of a low-pressure area, as the northeast monsoon and easterlies continue to affect Luzon and the rest of the country. Meanwhile, Estareja said the northeast monsoon or amihan and easterlies continue to affect Luzon and the rest of the country, bringing isolated rain showers and cloudy skies. Estareja also mentioned that the easterlies, or warm winds from the Pacific Ocean, are influencing the weather in Visayas and Mindanao. Expensive tomatoes and pork pushed January inflation up to 2.9%. The Philippine Statistics Authority reported on Wednesday, January 5th, that expensive tomatoes and pork pushed the rate of increase in prices of basic goods and services to 2.9% in January. Last month's headline inflation matched the same rate as December 2024, but inched up from 2.8% in January 2024. National statistician Claire Dennis S. Mapa told a press briefing that the top contributors to the inflation uptick were food items, especially tomatoes, pork, poultry meat, and fish like galunggong. The FireAid benefit concert has raised more than $100 million so far. The stars came out for FireAid, and so did wallets. The massive benefit concert last week to raise money for those affected by the devastating Los Angeles area wildfires is expected to raise more than $100 million. Over 50 million viewers streamed the over 6-hour concert Thursday on 28 broadcasting and online outlets. The money raised includes ticket sales, sponsorships, merchandise sales, and donations from the public, including $1 million from the band U2. The money will be used to support the Los Angeles region's immediate needs and long-term recovery. Organizers say fundraising is ongoing, and they expect to make their first grants by mid-February. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.